You're in the right place to learn about our done-for-you LinkedIn lead generation on commission. I'm Greg Wells, best-selling author and LinkedIn marketing expert. And just real quick, why you want to listen to me, Greg with an I, is I'm been Tony Robbins' trainer on LinkedIn at his Business Mastery event. I'm considered the world's best at LinkedIn lead generation. Fast Company magazine dubbed me this back in 2013. And I've helped over 4,000 clients succeed on LinkedIn. Now, the ideal client loves doing what they do. If you're a coach or a consultant or work in finance and you love what you're doing and would just love to do that all day long and not have to worry about marketing or leads or social media or making content, then that's what we're here to do for you. And that makes us, you, an ideal partner for us. So we specialize in who we work with. We only work with people from these 7 niches. You must be either a coach or consultant, financial planner, real estate, sales, tax, accounting, insurance, and recruiting. And I'll talk more about why that is in just a moment. Now, why are we doing this LinkedIn lead generation on commission? Well, we're extremely confident in the results, and we know we'll make more money in the long run by getting a percentage of your deal. My goal is to make it risk-free for you to see our lead generation capabilities, and then eventually have you grow into becoming a paid advertising partner with us, where we can bring you 10 or 20 appointments per month with you making 5 to 10 times return on your investment with us. The other reason we go through this process and have you go through this process is how we sell you right now in this video is how we're going to help you sell for your customers using LinkedIn. So the system that we're following, and you're in the midst of right now, is following this 3-step formula that I've designed and that we will implement for you. So step 1 is build a LinkedIn-specific irresistible offer. Step 2 is target the right people with money. And step 3 is perfect your message. So an irresistible offer on LinkedIn is needed because there's a lot of noise on LinkedIn. So, for example, if I offered you that every time you paid us $250 for your first appointment, we would give you a $250 American Express travel card, that would completely remove all the cost, all the risk for you, right? That's what I mean by no risk. Now, we've developed a partnership with one of my clients, American Express Travel, where we can actually do this. So literally what I mean is not only are we working on commission only for you, where you would pay us for an appointment, but on the appointments you pay us for, you give us $250, we turn around and give you a $250 Amex gift card. You can use that for any travel, anywhere in the world. Their site works just like Orbitz or Expedia. So literally it's costing you nothing out of pocket to try it. Now, we're going to do that, continue to do that until you make your first sale from the appointments we generate. That's going to generate profits for you. And out of those profits, we'll talk about expanding our relationship and continuing to work and grow. So literally it's going to cost you nothing out of pocket to work with us. And that's the type of irresistible offer that we're going to help you design. Perhaps we can tap into our partnership with American Express Travel for you. Now, step 2 of our secret sauce is targeting people with money who are hyper responsive on LinkedIn. What I mean by that is LinkedIn premium members. There's 21 million premium members on LinkedIn. These are people who are already spending $1,000 a year to get more out of LinkedIn. These are people that get the concept of return on investments and are hyperactive on LinkedIn. These are the best people for us to get you leads from. And we've developed an in-house software that allows scans through LinkedIn and allows us to find premium members. And that's who we're going to focus our marketing efforts on for you. A premium member is the equivalent of getting a buyer lead. And we all know buyer leads are much more valuable than cold leads. So the avatar of these LinkedIn premium members, 39% of them check LinkedIn daily. So when we message them on your behalf, you're going to get a response much faster. No more sending messages into a black hole on LinkedIn. 70% of premium members check their LinkedIn at least once a week. And these are already people that are willing to spend money to make money. They're already doing it on LinkedIn. So when we combine going to the right people, LinkedIn Premium members, with having an irresistible offer, that's what starts to take our success to another level. And that's why we're so confident in our success. By the way, we know we're not wasting time on job seekers because they have a different badge on LinkedIn. We know these people are serious about wanting to grow their business. So they're going to be the most open-minded to spending $5, $10, $20, or $50,000 with your programs. Step 3 in our system is message iteration and split testing. This is similar to the exact message we sent you when we started this process. And you're going through this process with us. This is the same process we're going to use for you. So what we'll be doing for you is sending this message out to your second and third level connections, your own message, right? We'll help you customize the best message for you. That'll be done based on my 20 years of copywriting experience on LinkedIn. And so what we're going to do is, step 1, we're going to develop 4 versions of the message for you. And each of those messages we're going to send manually to 1,000 people in a week. So that at the end of the first month, we will have the winner. We'll know which message connected best with your people. And then we're going to iterate on top of that to make the message even better. And this process continues indefinitely, so we're constantly improving. You see, where most people fail on LinkedIn is they write a message that you think is so great, and you send it out to 100 or 200 people, and you get almost no responses. You get crickets. And then you just give up and say, oh, LinkedIn doesn't work. It's not enough messages. You need to have enough quantity, and you need to be testing and tracking and iterating, building that perfect message over time. So here's a typical results in what we do for our clients. 4,000 outbound messages a month. That's 1,000 per week, doors that we're knocking on of your exact target audience, premium members in your city if you want them there. And we're getting your irresistible offer in front of those 4,000 people every month. Out of those 4,000 people, typically 400 or 10% will accept the invitation to connect. This is important because this is replenishing your network with new leads for you to continue to market to. Out of those 400 accepted, about 40 people will typically respond. So about 10 per week. We'll manage those conversations to the best of our ability. And sometimes you'll need to step in and be a part of that. But we're talking about 10 online conversations with very interested prospects for you. Out of that, we typically book you 5 phone appointments in a month out of those 40. And that leads to 1 to 2 deals closed at an average revenue of $5,000 to $25,000 per month. Now, let's take a look at some typical client results. These are case studies of people that I've helped go through this exact same process. These are people just like you. Ronald, who's a success mindset coach, speaker, and author, says, Greg, book my calendar full with leads from LinkedIn. Beth, who's a time management consultant and coach, said, I had tried LinkedIn for years, getting nowhere, until finally I just had Greg do it for me, and now I'm booked solid. And finally, from Robert, who runs a digital marketing agency, is also a coach and consultant, he says, I love what I do helping businesses grow by building online funnels and websites. Now I can just focus on what makes me the most money and the most fun because of Greg. That's what I expect to hear from you. Now, you might be asking yourself, well, why can't I just do this myself? And my question to you is, why would you want to? Why would you want to spend the time to send out 1,000 messages a week? That's over 40 hours a month of manual work. And are you going to write those messages at an expert level and split test them to find the winners systematically the way I will for you? That's key to making this work, iterating the messages. And you have no way to target and message just premium members. These are hyper-responsive buyer leads that we will tap you into. And then are you going to scale this into LinkedIn advertising on your own? No. LinkedIn paid advertising is very complex. That's our goal. We're bringing you these 5 to 10 appointments per month initially. Then we're going to move you into paid advertising and scale you to 10 to 20 minute clients a week. And, you know, every minute you're doing marketing is not you doing what you're best at, not you doing what's fun, not what doing makes you the most money, and not you doing what's sharpening your saw. You need to stay the best at what you do and outsource the rest. So what we do is we again, manually send out 1,000 targeted messages a week focusing on LinkedIn Premium members to your exact target audience. We'll define that avatar together with you. The message we will send them will be an irresistible offer that I will help you craft. You will then have them pre-qualified using an application similar to what we do, or if you already have one, we can incorporate that. And by the way, you can use that application in all of your marketing. And we will generate for you 1 to 2 qualified phone appointments per week and show you how to close 50% of them. My goal is for every $500 you put in with us, you make $2,500 in profits. And we take away all the risk. There's no contracts, there's no commitments, and up front we're giving you these American Express travel vouchers for any money that you're putting in with us. So you're literally getting matched dollar for dollar. It's not costing you anything to get started with us. Now, this might seem like it's too good to be true. Well, that's why we have to be very selective with who we work with. As you can imagine, anyone who's been presented with this offer would love to have this lead generation power behind them. We've got an application process. The link is on the screen here. It's gregwells.com/apply. Let me give you a quick overview of our application process. First of all, your primary offer needs to be at least $2,500. If you sell coaching packages for less than that, if you sell $100 an hour, you're not qualified to work with us, and I highly recommend you consider increasing your prices. Second of all, your target audience needs to be active on LinkedIn. The application will help us to determine that. And third of all, you'll need to demonstrate your ability to close deals via the phone. If we're going to work on commission, we need to know that you're good at closing deals, appointments over the phone. So if that's you, what you should do now is go now to gregwells.com/apply. I mentioned the 7 niches that we work with. You also need to be in one of these 7 niches. And by the way, here's a real insight, a real gem for you to take away from being here today, is you should be targeting these 7 niches yourself, because these niches are frequently looking for clients on LinkedIn. They're very responsive on LinkedIn. So let's say that you're a financial planner or you're a business coach, and you could probably work with any type of entrepreneur. Well, you got to specialize somewhere in your LinkedIn marketing. You don't want to be all things to all people. Why not work back into these 7 niches? Because these niches are very active on LinkedIn. That alone, if all you got was that from today, would be well worth your time here today. So I've given you the 3-step formula to success on LinkedIn. This will get you an easy 5 to 10 appointments following our system. I've shown you why we're doing this. My goal is to get you indoctrinated into our process and having a relationship with you where we're generating 5 to 10 appointments for you manually, doing exactly what I just showed you, and then have you move over to becoming a LinkedIn paid advertising client with us. Now, if all you're interested in is getting those leads to start, you can go now to gregwells.com/apply. Otherwise, I'm going to spend just a few more minutes talking to you about LinkedIn paid advertising. We do not do this right out of the gate with any client. Anyone that tries to get you to buy this from day one is not doing you justice, and we wouldn't have you do that either. You need to develop your process through manual LinkedIn lead generation first, and then you never scale a process until it's proven. That's when you pour on LinkedIn paid ads. Now, you might have looked at LinkedIn paid ads and been scared off because it starts at $2 per click. That's the minimum bid on LinkedIn. The average click price on LinkedIn is between $4 to $8. The average lead price is $25 to $40. And the average appointment price is $500. Now, LinkedIn themselves reports these averages, and LinkedIn did over $5 billion in revenue last year. So clearly, there's lots of people on LinkedIn that are happy to pay $500 per appointment. Just think about it. If you close 1 out of every 2 appointments, that's costing you $1,000 in advertising. And if you're selling something for $5,000, you just made $5,000 out of your $1,000. Even if you suck at sales and close 1 out of 5 appointments at $500, that's $2,500 that you put in. $5,000 you're making. Your still net profit is $2,500. The key is you've got to have your numbers dialed in, and you've got to have your phone closing process dialed in before you go into paid ads. Otherwise, you can waste and lose a lot of money. That's why we don't start anybody with that. Just real quick, a little bit more about myself as well. I promised you earlier I would do this. My name's Greg with an I. My values are family, freedom, and fun. This is me and my dad on a trip to Sedona, me and my mom at a Tony Robbins event in Fiji, me and my daughter in Niagara Falls. I love to get to travel all over the world, and I'm able to do that by being very selective in who we work with and working with clients and making you successful. Here's proof of my success. 2017, 1.3 million almost. I've been doing this since 2013. That's why I'm showing you my financials here. As I mentioned, I've been a speaker for Tony Robbins at his Business Mastery event, and I've been featured in Fast Company magazine as LinkedIn's top expert. I've helped over 4,000 clients succeed on LinkedIn. A lot of my peers are the top marketers in the world, people like Frank Kern and Ryan Dice, you can see me pictured with here. Russell Brunson, the founder of ClickFunnels. You can see this case study he gave me. One introduction that I made to him led to $250,000 in revenue from LinkedIn. I've even written a best-selling book together with Jack Canfield, the author of The Chicken Soup for the Soul. And giving back is one of my core values. I'm honored to have gotten to be a keynote speaker at West Point Military Academy to give back to our military to honor them for serving us. So that's who I am. That's what we do. If you are a coach or a consultant or in one of those 7 niches, we would love to consider partnering with you. Your next step is to go now to gregwells.com/apply. It'll take you about 7 minutes to complete our online application there, and we'll be in touch with you within 24 to 48 hours. We'll let you know if you qualify, and we'll get you started right away. We'd love to start sending you leads right away at no risk to you. And here's to making this a success for both of us. I don't think I need to read you this last slide. You know why people on LinkedIn, people with money hang out on LinkedIn. It's because LinkedIn is about doing business. You wouldn't be here today if you didn't already know this. Thanks for taking your time to be here today. This is Greg Wells. I look forward to turning you into our next success.